Okay, friends. So all I have really planned, so a couple things. If you still need to, I think we got 100% good on poly, and I think there's 3 or 4 of you that still need to make sure you cover that log thing. So if you would, if you owe me that log thing, come in, please. Let's get it over. And then, let's see, I assigned you all E, right? But it's a review, so a review doesn't ever get collected. No. So I won't collect today's E because it's review, but I will go over and skip a few questions, hopefully directing you towards what the quiz will have on it tomorrow.
I didn't do any of my homework yesterday because I thought it was going to be study.
It happens. All right. So on E, go ahead and cross off 7 and 19. 7 and 19 you would not see on the quiz.
I only did the even.
Oh, okay.
What? Oh, no, I didn't do even.
I didn't do anything. Okay. I didn't even get my name on it. Yep. All right, so let's take a look at the first page, 1 through 12, skipping number 7. Anything on 1 through 12 you'd like to see? This is your chance just to ask. That's all this period is just 6? Got it.
Look at this, sir.
Yay, right in there.
I need staples.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. No.
You good to go?
In order.
Oh, you're beautiful. Love it.
You're not going to convince me to vote against myself.
Kyle needs it, all right?
All right. So on this problem, all we're doing is we're just doing a big reducing. Okay. When you go through it, you got to make sure everything is factored down because you can factor monomials and you can factor binomials and sometimes you can factor an entire trinomial.
You already did that though.
But so let's take a look. So this top one, I can factor an x out of everything. Agree? On this bottom one, bless you. That's going to factor to x plus 1, x plus 1. Is that okay so far? Anybody stuck on anything like there? And then let's go ahead and bring this one down. So that's going to give me x plus 3, x plus 1. And then this bottom one is going to give me x and x plus 3. Everything seem legitimate there? Anything that you're questioning? Anything I did wrong? All right, so we can cancel anywhere on top to anywhere on bottom. So let's see. I have an x plus 3 and an x plus 3. That's gone. I have an x. That's gone. I have an x plus 1 and an x plus 1. Don't cancel both of them if there's only one on top. And then it looks like I just come out with x minus 2 on top and x plus 1 on bottom. Nice, straightforward. Just canceling. Cool? Okay, cool. What else on that front page that you'd like to take a look at? Oh, not anything but number 7.
9. 7.
9?
Yeah.
All right. Number 9. So we have x plus 7. This is already factored, so we'll have it in parentheses. I'm going to rewrite it as multiplication. Okay? Just to eliminate one of the steps. So I'm flipping over the one on the right. Okay, so the original one's a division, but I wrote up the one that I wrote over the flipped over made it multiply. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So I'm going to do x plus 7. That's good. Let's factor this top. So that's going to be x plus 2, x plus 3. So really everything here is on top. I guess I could clump that together if I wanted to. And then the bottom is going to be x plus 2 and x plus 7. Is that all okay? And it appears that I have an x plus 7 on top and bottom. I have an x plus 2 on top and bottom. So my answer just comes out to x plus 3. You could put it over 1 if you wanted to, but not necessary.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
He's not here.
He's here. Dude, it's Ben. What'd you do, Ben? You play. I told you not to play with those matches I gave you. Not on campus. Not on campus.
Has everyone seen this?
Yeah, she's so like that.
Anything else from that front page? Did the no-namer find a home?
Actually, I think it might be mine. Everyone's gonna claim it.
It's like left-handed.
Make sure your name's on it. Put it back in the orange folder when you get your name on it, please.
So for 5, you can just factor it out the bottom and stuff too, and then cancel them. Okay.
Anything else off that front page? Miwai, you good? Leap? Anything else? You what? No, you're good? Sure?
Number 11.
11. All right. Number 11. We got 4x over x squared minus 4 times 3 over x plus 2. Okay, x squared minus 4 is the difference of two squares, so 4x stays as is. The bottom here is x plus 2, x minus 2.
It's subtraction.
It's subtraction?
Yeah.
Number 11? Oh, okay, thank you. So subtraction.
Are we turning any?
Nah,
No, it's review.
it's too easy.
All right.
Yeah, you're right.
So my denominator is going to be x plus 2, x minus 2. Is that okay so far? So I don't have to do anything to this first one. What do I have to do to this second one to get it over the same denominator?
Times it by x.
X minus 2, good. And then make sure on top. Now the big trick on this one, so this 4x just comes straight down. I have to recognize I have this negative, so that has to come with this 3 and be distributed. Is that okay?
So anytime it's negative on the bottom,
You just kind of, yeah, really what you're doing is this. You're going, make that a plus, make that a negative, is really what you're doing. Okay? Combine like terms, so I have x plus 6 on top, and then on bottom is just x plus 2, x minus 2. And just leave it all factored out. You don't have to go put things back together.
Nice.
All right, let's flip to the second page. So anything except for number 19. 14. Number 14. Got 1 over 3 plus 3 over x minus 4x squared. So we need everything to be over the same denominator. So I have a 3 and I have an x squared. That'll be my entire denominator. Okay? So in order to make this one that, I'm going to go x squared, x squared. In order to make this one that way, I'm going to go 3x, 3x. And then this one, it'll just be 3 and 3. Okay? So this is just going to give me x squared on top plus 9x minus 12. Let's see. Well, x squared plus 9x minus 12 factored. Factors 12, 1, and 12. No. 2 and 6. No. 3 and 4. No. So that is our answer.
Why did you do that?
Because I wanted the denominator to be 3x squared. This was just x squared, so I had to multiply by that 3.
Wouldn't it be 3x cubed if you have another x on the bottom here?
No, you don't have to include that. If you did that, then that means at the very end you have to cancel an x out from everything.
Oh, okay. Cool.
What else on that second page other than number 19 and obviously the ones that we've already
21.
done? 21.
And 20.
All right, do 21 first. 21. We have 1 over x plus 1 over 2x plus 1 over 4x over 2x plus 1. Okay, so let's take care of just this first. So this is going to have a common, a common denominator of x and 2x plus 1. So I'm going to multiply this by 2x plus 1 and 2x plus 1. And then this one by x and x. So distribute the 1 over this. So I get 2x plus 1 on top. And then this one right here is going to be just x. And then our denominator is going to stay as is. Nothing to factor out there. I'll put the binomial that's already factored in parentheses. Let's see. X plus 2x is 3x plus 1 over x 2x plus 1. So that's what this whole top came down to. And then we're ready to multiply by the reciprocal of the bottom. So I'm going to have 2x plus 1 on top over 4x. You agree with that so far?
Oh,
Then it looks like the 2x plus 1's cancel. And we're left with 3x plus 1 over 4x squared.
so really it's just like you're combining a bunch of stuff that we've already done.
And then 20 as well, you said?
Yeah, that's the same sort of thing. So
Happy to do it. Anyone want to see 20?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah? Okay.
Do these up there.
Yeah, you got it.
good.
All right, then number 20. So 20, I have 3 over x minus 2. Eyes up here, I'm going to put a little trick. Let me just pause there a minute. I don't have the whole thing written up there. The reason I did that was because I had 2 minus x. If I factor a negative 1 out of it, which changed my plus sign to a subtraction sign, it flip-flops it to x minus 2. Is that all right so far? So you have to recognize that 2 minus x is equal to negative 1 times x minus 2. That's what I did. Where the negative then supersedes this, makes this sign, changes it. If it was a positive, it becomes negative. If it was negative, it becomes positive. Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right, so then on also on number 20, I have x over x minus 2. And then minus x plus 2. Oops, minus x over x plus 2. Okay. Does everyone feel comfortable with what I've done on number 20? Take a look at how it's written on number 20 and take a look what I did on number 20. The main trick is I changed the addition to a subtraction on top by factoring a negative 1 out of the bottom.
Okay.
Everyone feel comfortable with that? So anytime you see them kind of reverse written, like if you have 2 plus x, that's the same as x plus 2. But if you have 2 minus x, factor a negative 1 out and rewrite it with the x first. All right, so the top is already kind of worked out for us, so that's just going to get me negative 3 over x minus 2. It's already over its own common denominator. Agreed? Mm-hmm. The common denominator at the bottom is going to be x plus 2, x minus 1. Or x minus 2, excuse me. So that means I'm going to multiply this by x plus 2, x plus 2. Distribute that x, so I'm going to get x squared plus 2x. I'm going to do this by x minus 1, or x minus 2, x minus 2. Distribute the negative x. Distribute the negative x. Let's see, that's going to be plus 2x. Does everyone feel comfortable with that work done? So let's bring it down. Times, put that in parentheses, x plus 2, x minus 2. And let's clean up the top. Top, if we did it, this and this cancel each other out. This adds to this, so that gives me a 4x on bottom.
Okay.
Cool? And then it looks like we're multiplying, so that'll cancel that. Nothing else to reduce, so I get negative 3 x plus 2 over 4x.
Okay. I guess.
Cool. Anything else from that second page other than Sam? Sam's already asked all of them. 17. 17. Okay, so next up I'm just going to factor out this top one. So this is going to factor to x plus 7, x minus 1. The bottom stays as is. I'm not going to change anything here other than to group my x plus 7 because it's already factored. And then I'm going to change that to times 4 over x minus 1. And I'll put x minus 1 in parentheses because that's already factored. Does that work? Seem okay? So we can cancel numbers, monomials, binomials. So let's see, I have an x plus 7 on top and bottom, an x minus 1 on top and bottom. I have an x here, that's going to cancel that x right there. This 3 goes into that 6 twice. So everything on top is 2 times 4 is 8 over x to the first. There it is. Is everybody okay with factoring? So I'll tell you tomorrow has quite a bit. Yeah.
So like if that 3 is on the top and then the next like little thing is the same, can you take that 3 out of the 6 too, or does it have to be on the reciprocal?
Reciprocal.
Okay.
Anything else off that second page? Anyone know what time we get out of here? Because I don't.
If not.
Oh, cool, thanks.
Plot twist, we never leave.
Hey, how did you do 2 there? Let's do 6.
The 2, because this 3 reduced into that 6. You what?
16.
16. You got it. Ready, Grant? You good?
Yeah.
16. Let's see. I got that. X squared plus x minus 20. I'm just going to put it over 1 so it's on its own. And then divided by x squared minus 2x minus 15 over x squared plus 7x plus 12 times x minus 5 over x plus 6. All right, so a couple things I can do on this problem. I'm going to worry about this portion right now. I'm going to take care of this portion for right now. Is that okay? So I'm just going to factor that. So that's going to give me x minus 5, x plus 3 for the top. On bottom is going to give me x plus 3, x plus 4. And then I have x minus 5 here and x plus 6 here. Is that okay right there? I still have that first thing to deal with, but I'm gonna reduce some stuff here on that right side first. So let's take a look. I have let's see.
Shouldn't you flip them too?
Not yet. I'm just worrying about this, and then I will flip it.
Okay.
Okay. So I have an x plus 3 top and bottom. That's all I can have. All right. So now this would come down to x minus 5. X minus 5 over x plus 4, x plus 6. Does everyone feel comfortable with what that side's doing? This is still being divided, but let's go ahead and factor this. So that's going to give me x plus 5 and x minus 4. And technically it's over 1, so we can just see it as a fraction. So what do you think I should do with the black stuff now? I'm going to flip the right side. Good. I'm going to change it to multiplication. So I get x plus 5. X minus 4, that's over 1, times x plus 4, x plus 6, over x minus 5, x minus 5.
Cancel out an x minus 5.
Yeah, it looks like,
Oh wait, no.
let's see. Is there anything that looks like it's going to cancel? No. So we got kind of just a big string of an answer. X plus 5, x minus 4, x plus 4, x plus 6, over x minus 5, x minus 5. Now, just a word of warning. Sometimes they would want you to list the bottom as x minus 5 as a quantity squared because you have two of them. I'm totally chill with that for an answer, using the lingo Sam uses.
You chill with that, dude?
Yeah, dog.
Anything else off that second? We can look at the third page as well. Riley, no? Fiona, anything? What do you got?
18.
18?
I'm currently going.
18.
Do it. I don't know.
Okay. So this should factor to x plus 6, x minus 1. So that's going to be now my common denominator. So in order for me to make this one have the same denominator, that's all factored. So I'm going to multiply this by x plus 6, x plus 6. So let's FOIL that out. That's going to give me x squared, 6x, 8x plus 12. Is that okay so far? Then I have minus. Okay, I'm going to have to multiply this by x minus 1, x minus 1. So I'm going to distribute. Remember this. So negative 2x plus 2. Is that okay? And then I don't have anything to do to the last one. It's already got its denominator, so it's minus 14. Take care of what's on top. Let's see, I got an x squared. Minus 6x, or plus 6x, right? Is it plus 6x? And then minus 2 over x plus 6, x minus 1. Wait, yeah, is that right?
I hope so.
Can I factor x squared plus 6x minus 2? Yeah. Did I?
Wouldn't it just be x squared plus 6x because it's 12 plus 2, which is 14 minus 14 is 0.
Thank you. Oh, you found something I forgot. Okay, I have this and this and I have this. So there's no number there. Good job. Thank you.
Good luck, Peyton.
All right. And the last thing I would then do to that, so awesome. Thank you for catching that. Does everyone see why I canceled out? So the 12 plus 2 is 14. 14 minus 14 is not going to be there.
It would be x over x minus 1.
So I'm going to get this. Yeah. Nice. That one worked out a lot nicer now. So then I have an x minus 6 on top and bottom. So x over x minus 1. Good job. Thank you for catching my error.
Excellent.
I actually understand that.
Good. All right. You can use your calculator on the whole thing. I don't know if it's going to help you much because it's mainly factoring. So.
The review is It's always good.
Anything else you want to go over?
What does this do?
One on
No, if I wanted to write on my, because I can I can project off that using the projector, and I can write on that instead. So remember when in the beginning of the year when I used to walk around, when I used to be a good teacher? Now I just got lazy.
Should we do 23?
2, 3? Yeah.
And then can we do
I'll be able to talk
No,
about
don't answer.
6:30.
23.
Some questionable logic you got there.
So you guys are not-
Yeah.
Can you write those out by division sign, or is it
Oh, I think you could, yes. So you would have this whole quantity divided by this whole quantity, absolutely. But if you do that, make sure you combine them together first and then multiply by the reciprocal, absolutely. All right, so I'm going to take care of this portion first. So my common denominator of this is going to be 4 and x minus 4. Is that okay? So I'll have to multiply this by 4 and 4. So that gives me 4x there. And then I have to multiply this one by x minus 4, x minus 4. The big trick here is making sure that you have that negative distributed. So I get negative 1x plus 4. Is that okay on top?
Yep.
Okay, and then the bottom, my common denominator is going to be 4x and x minus 4. So then with that, I'm going to have to multiply this by x minus 4 and x minus 4. So that's going to give me 9x minus 36. And multiply by 4x and 4x. And that's going to give me plus 4x to the third. Ew, boy. Who came up with that ugly looking thing? All right, so now I'm going to put everything together and make that a... So I have 4x minus 1x, that's 3x plus 4. That will not factor, so that's grouped. Over 4x minus 4 times 4x, x minus 4 on top. And then the bottom, oh my goodness. Did it really come to that? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so that's going to be 4x to the third plus 9x minus 36. Okay. In my opinion, I don't think this is going to factor, and I'm not going to try. So let's see.
Take out the x minus 4 and the 4.
Do what?
You can just take out the x minus 4.
Yeah, the 4's go and the x minus 4 goes. And then I get x, 3x plus 4x. Over 4x to the third plus 9x minus 36. That's just, so no, it won't work.
You can't
Good.
factor because there's not an x squared, right? Yeah.
I was thinking that I could have one of my binomials being an x squared and one being an x. But boy, I don't know if I want to dance on that.
We don't have to factor a like.
Sum of difference, 2 cubes are not on the quiz.
Oh, nice.
So is it the whole quiz just this?
And then solving, when you have the equal sign. So like 24 through 29. So let's focus on 24 through 29. Anything there?
Can you?
Can you just do a random one?
Random one? How about 29?
Sounds good.
All right. 29. So this one we're actually having to solve for x because there's an equal sign. It's like the hardest thing for Algebra 1 kids to see. Do I have an equal sign? Well, I don't know. Do you see it up there? I don't know. Do you know what one looks like? I'm not sure. Oh. You made it to high school not knowing what an equal sign is. Okay. On this one, I can clear the denominator. So I have to recognize the difference of 2 squares. So I'm going to multiply all 3 terms by x minus 3, x plus 3. I wrote that all up there for a reason. So now, this first one, this right here is just going to yield me x squared minus 9. This one, the x minus 3's cancel out, so I get plus 3x plus 9 equals, everything here cancels out, so that's gone, and that's equal to 4. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
That and that cancel each other out nicely, so I get x squared plus 3x minus 4 equals 0 because I subtract the 4.
And that's it?
And then that'll factor to x plus 4, x minus 1 equals 0. So I get x equals negative 4, x equals positive 1. Do either of those answers make any of my denominators in the black become 0?
No.
No. So these are my answers. So if I had graphed the left side and I had graphed the right side, the left side is y1, the right side is y2, then you would see at negative 4.
Kate is going home. Can I bring her back?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye, Kate.
Okay? So, tomorrow's quiz, I just need to forewarn you, it's going to have factoring. You have to be able to recognize the difference of two squares, and then you have to be able to do like x squared plus 7x plus 12 is x plus 3x plus 4. So that's what we'll have. I don't have an assignment for tonight. Being we have a quiz tomorrow, there won't be an assignment tomorrow night, which means you won't have homework over the weekend, which some of you might be upset about. So will I collect worksheet 11E? No. Okay, it's your review. So quiz tomorrow. As soon as it hits 54, get out of here. Guys and girls, have a great day. Take care of one another.